You're going to get me covered in dog hair. Go on, you going to settle down? I've got a podcast to do. Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome to my podcast. If I look down, it's because I'm looking at my notes really. How's everyone? I know it's been absolutely a week since I last did a podcast. Truth be known, I'm actually quite nervous about it, but I'm doing it. If you'd seen the dog at the start, that's my big white German Shepherd Safi. Trying to lick my lipstick off, which is our favourite thing to do. Introductions. I'm Layla Spencer Knits Socks on Instagram. I'm Layla Spencer on Ravelry, and I'm also have a Ravelry group. There's about 8 members at the moment, so I'm hoping it grows quite soon. And I'm Layla Spencer Knits Socks there as well. How are you? Weather's terrible this morning. It's the 18th of July. It's a public holiday up in Scotland, so I'm off today. Well, I've actually been off the last 2 weeks, so my last day, so I thought I'd do a podcast today. And the weather's miserable. I know down south everybody's getting heat waves and amazing weather. It's grey, it's wet, it's miserable. It's not too cold though. Yesterday was freezing up here. That was the first time I've had to put my heating on and God knows how long. Apart from that, I've had a lovely chilled out 2 weeks. I was off for Wimbledon. Thoroughly enjoyed watching Andy Murray win this year. That was an added bonus. It's been a lovely couple of weeks, spending lots of time with my husband, which I absolutely love to do. What else did I do? At the weekend, well on Friday, I went to Edinburgh with my children. My son, who's 17, he very nicely came round the shops and didn't complain once. And I was with my daughter, Morgan, who's nearly 21. Today she's leaving Scotland. She was living in Dundee, but with her partner, who's from, I think, Redditch, and they're moving way back down. She decided that she'd like to give England a go, and I'm losing my baby today. But I wish her well. I hope she has a great time. I'm sure she will. Okay, so we're going to get on with some whips. Now, the title of this podcast is What Socks I Have. Well, I'm working on one pair, which is really bad. Normally I can pump out quite a few pairs in one go, but at the moment it's all about the shawls. So I will start off with what I'm working on at the moment, and I think it's just 2 things at the moment, so I'll get the first one out. One of them is a pair of socks. So my first one in my Wool Warehouse bag. Not very trendy, is it? But they're a great size, so I absolutely love it. I am working on number 2 of the Shawl Society, and it is, if I could just get the photograph out for you. Oh, I printed it off and I've not sorted it. I'm kind of just printing it how, oh goodness, there it is. It is the Amulet Shawl by Helen Stewart. It's number 2 from the Shawl Society. It is absolutely stunning as usual. She does an amazing pattern. So this is what I'm working on at the moment. It's a bit scrunchy. So this is how far. I think I'm at about 65%. So I think it goes that way. So you start off with this colour, and then if you want to you can change colours, and now I'm on the 3rd colour. It's gorgeous. so squishy. I'm using my size 4mm ChiaoGoo circular needle. Love these. The shape, they're amazing needles. My favourite needles for shawl knitting anyway. I'm knitting in, the yarn is Life in the Long Grass and it's called Flare, and it's pinky with spots of green, well, dark green, there's red, there's mint green. It's beautiful. Purples, well, it's a bit lilac-y. That's gorgeous. I'm knitting it in, main colour is the Life in the Long Grass. And my contrast is Cascade Heritage, which is absolutely stunning, and this colourway is 5649 Iris. Oh, I'm really shocked. I bought this from Wool Warehouse, and which the service from there is always amazing. You order it and by 48 hours later you've got your yarn usually. But I'm really surprised. It was like $6.99 a skein, and it's so soft and squishy. I'll just tell you where it's made from because I have some others. It's 75% merino superwash and 25% nylon, but I'll bring that up when I do squish bits. Stunning, absolutely stunning. So I've been working on that. Last time I spoke to you, I was working on the talisman shawl. Well, I'll show you that in FK's finished knits. But I still had quite a bit of the yarn left. Now this is the Araucania in the botany. It's botany yarn. I don't know the colour, I can't even remember the number. But I still had huge amounts left of this yarn. So my one and only pair of Rose City roller socks. My usual. Love this pattern. It is so quick. I actually knit it 56 inches because I've actually got quite small feet. And then I do my slip stitch heel, and then I knit down 45 rows, and then I do my toe and end off with a Kitchener. I love these. I wear these with my Converse and they're just so comfortable. Love this pattern. That's living in my Jibiroo camper bag. Love it. So cute, and it's perfect for going in my handbag. They're all my whips, unfortunately. I don't have any more whips. I have some finished objects. I've actually got quite a few finished objects. I'm going to start off with the one I finished first. The amulet shawl. No, the talisman shawl. It's finished and it's huge. I can't do the wingspan thing, it's longer than that. I actually opted for the medium size in the end and blocked out beautifully. As you can see, it's got little stars on it. Oh, lovely. Don't know how I'm going to wear it though. I haven't quite decided. It depends on... Oh, it smells lovely. I blocked it in Soak It. Well, I washed it in Soak It and then I blocked it quite aggressively because I wanted it to be as big a size as possible. Oh, but my goodness, that is just pretty. So I'm over the moon with that one. So that's my first FK. My second one that's the talisman shawl from Shawl Society from Helen Stewart. It's the first one in the Shawl Society thing. I think she's doing 6 over the next 6 months, and that was number 1, and I'm working on number 2. This is the Suan by Beth Bradford. Oh, it's wrong way around. I had this lovely yarn, and I don't know how many times I've knitted this up and frogged it because I didn't like the pattern. or the way that the yarn was knitting up for that particular pattern, because the yarn's lovely. So I've done this one, and oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Starts off as a really pale green. Colours aren't really shown up too clearly there, but oh, it's so pretty. So that's shawl number 2. Oh, I'm choking myself here. I don't know how I'm going to wear it yet. I did pick up a brooch, but I'll show you that a bit later. So this one is beautiful as well. 2 shawls clearly wasn't enough. I decided I was going to do a third. In my stash, I bought a couple of years back, as usual, everything in my house is covered in dog hair. I bought some aubergine yarn. It was from a Chinese seller on eBay, and I thought, well, it was really cheap, I'll give it a go. And it's actually got a cotton mix in it. I'm not sure what else it was mixed with, because I couldn't find the labels. But it's not been blocked, well, wrong way round. It hasn't been washed or anything, it is literally just off the needles, and it is, right, the French Can shawl by Mademoiselle C, and you'll find her on Ravelry as well. Oh, it's beautiful. It knitted up really quickly, and it's got a gorgeous straight to it. I think once it's blocked out, I'm going to block it quite aggressively because I want to see how much more length I can get from it. But I've still got the keeper on the bottom, but oh, I think this one's going to be lovely in the winter underneath my coat. I forgot to say the green shawl was knitted by, yarn was Wool Elf in the Granny Smith colourway, which is beautiful. But this, the drape, lovely, and the pattern's beautiful, and I'm sure all that cable will block out amazingly. That wasn't enough. My great niece is having baby number 3 very soon. She's got 2 gorgeous little girls, and she's about to have a little boy. So I had lots of yarn left over. It's in my stash. I'll just get it out. And I had several different colours of the Sublime. It's extra merino DK wool. I can't remember why I bought it. It's been in my stash for quite a few years. So I had that in that lovely soft turquoise, some navy blue. There was a couple of skeins of the cream, and then there was some of the lime. Hasn't been blocked, hasn't been washed, and it hasn't been sewn in the ends, but I thought I'd do a pram blanket. Just a quick little blanket. Well, it wasn't that quick, it took a while. Lots of garter stitch. But I am so impressed with this yarn. It hasn't pulled. I don't think it's going to get fluffy or pilly. I think it's going to wash like an absolute dream. It's cosy, it's substantial, it's beautiful. I hope she likes it, and I know she doesn't watch the podcast because I haven't let people know that I do podcasts, so I know that she'll love it, hopefully. What else do I want to talk about? We'd like to give out some podcast love today. The first one is David from This Boy Knits. He is a fellow Dundonian, that's where I was brought up, and he still lives there. I'm in Fife now, which is just across the water, I suppose. He's up to 14 episodes. Absolutely love watching his podcast, and his gorgeous dog. They're so cute together, and he's a really talented yarn dyer. He has his own Etsy shop as well. Lovely, very chatty. He's just so sweet. We've been messaging each other back and forwards for about a week or two. I'm actually going to be attending Perth's first Yarn Festival in October. I can't remember the exact date. I know it's at the start of October. So I will meet up with him and this other podcaster that I'm about to mention. So I'm looking forward to seeing David. So hi David. Hi, hope you're okay. Hope you're on the mend, because I know you've been a bit poorly. My second person I'd like to give podcast love to is Eva Christie from the Eva Christie Hand Knitting podcast. I think she's Pan within on Ravelry. She's got 14 episodes and wow, she's so pretty. She's got lovely red hair. She's so bubbly. She's just wonderful. I'm only just catching up. I've watched maybe about 3 episodes of her podcast and I've got them all queued. I'm ready to watch the rest of them when I've got a bit more time. She will also, I think she's the one who's hosting Perth's first podcast, because she's from Perth. Well, not Perth's podcast, Perth's Yarn Festival. So I'm looking forward to meeting Eva as well. So hi Eva. My last one I'd like to mention today is Katie Ann from the Lace Knits. Now she's up to 5 episodes of her podcast, and I think she's from Nottingham, down in England. She's so sweet. She does some beautiful, beautiful work. She's an enjoyable podcaster to watch. So hi Katie, hi. So that's my podcast love. Now I'll do general chit chat later on, but before I introduce you to one of my other dogs who's sound asleep at my feet at the moment, I will show you some squishy things that I've just bought. So in my basket I've managed to get my hands on some Malabrigo sock. Now I can't remember if I showed you this, but it was in my yarn stash and I thought I'll just mention it anyway. Kettle dyed pure superwash merino wool, and it's in Light of Love colourway. Beautiful tonal pinks. Saving it for a special project. It will be a shawl. It's too pretty to turn into socks, I think. So it will be a shawl. So that's my first one. I did an order on Wool Warehouse. I got the iris colourway that I'm using in my amulet shawl. At the same time I actually bought some plain sock yarn, just because I've got lots of tonals. I've got lots of beautiful sparkly patterned yarns, but I didn't have a plain contrast to go with them, so I picked some. I will be getting more. This is the Heritage Cascade yarn. It's sock yarn. Like I said before, it's 75/25. It's about 400 metres. Yep, 437 yards, 400 metres, 100 grams skein, and this one is 5689. This one's called China Blue. It's just a plain yarn, but contrast with my other yarns. I think it'll work really well. So I've bought that one. I also bought it in, I believe this is called Limestone. It's like a beigey colour, which is nice. I also bought, I think this is called Dusky Turquoise. My colours aren't coming up so clear. That looks really blue. It's actually a turquoise. I've also got 5660, which is a grey. Who doesn't love grey? Grey's a brilliant base colour. And 5705 Dusky Orchid. That's actually quite true to that colour. Yeah, I think that one's quite true. Let me have a look. I don't know, I thought it looks like grey on my screen. This one looks more of blue, but it is. It's a tonal turquoise. It's actually, I don't know if you can see it, not that different from my bottle of juice. Stone. That's called, what's it, Limestone. Yep, that looks the same. Now, how did this blue one come up? It's come up quite dark. It's actually a bit lighter than that. But I thought these would be great, especially for those fancy yarns that I've got upstairs in my stash. My other buy I bought was, I had a day out with my daughter a few weeks back. We went to Abernite. It's like an antique centre just outside Dundee. It's actually on the motorway between Dundee and Perth. Beautiful place. The stuff they've got, it's like lots of second-hand shops. They would sell furniture, they sell crockery, linens, clothes, and the best of all, a lot of jewellery. So I was looking for a shawl pin, because I'm not sure how I'm going to wear my shawls yet, but if I wanted to wear it a bit fancier, I needed a shawl pin, so I bought one. And I hope you can see this quite well. It's not too glary. It's a leaf, and it's silver, and it's got a little bit of gold down the centre of it. I thought that would look really pretty on one of my shawls, so that's what I bought. General chit chat, suppose. I'll introduce you to one of my girls, Ruby. Ruby, you come up. Come. This is Ruby. She's a licker. She likes to kiss all the time. Hello, baby. You want to say hello? She's looking rather scruffy, and she's going to growl at her mother in a minute because she's getting a bit of attention. Come here. Come on then. Oh. And Angel's just jumped up on the couch. You little chancer. So this is my Ruby. She is my sprocker. She is 7 on the 21st of July. She is, I've got her mum who's a Springer Spaniel, and Daddy was a chocolate brown Cocker Spaniel. She's nuts. She's loving though, and I do love my girl, but she does like to kiss a lot. Angel, are you going to come say hello? Come on. Angel, come here. Come here. And this is my Angel. This is Mum. She's my Springer. And she's 9. She's my old girl. And you met Safi earlier on. She was trying to get lipstick from me. And she is 5. She'll be 5 in October. Our Angel has just turned 9. Ruby! So this is mother and daughter. Yeah. Are you going to say hello to everybody? But they are my babies. You're my babies, aren't you? Yes, I love you very much. So on general chit chatter, it's not going to be a long podcast. I'm not very good at long podcasts. As this is number 3, you could tell I'm still a bit nervous. Some of the things that I'm doing today, I started, if you're not interested about diets and Slimming World and stuff, you can switch off now and I'll say bye bye. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. If you are, I restarted Slimming World again. I did Slimming World back in, I think it was February, with a co-worker who was starting as well, and I stuck with that for probably about 7 weeks. I did lose a stone, which was great, and then I gave up. I don't know why I gave up, but I gave up, and today is my first day back. I have done a planner, I have done my food menus for the full week. I am sticking to it, so if anybody else is doing Slimming World or any other diets that you'd like to chat about, you're welcome to do it. I'm starting today. I'm going to try and get 2 or 3 of these 750ml bottles of, well, it's meant to be water, but it's a little bit of cordial in that. And it's tough. It's tough because I work out all the time. I work away. I generally eat in my car, so trying to find things that I can eat quite cold, and obviously you can't have too much bread, well, you can barely have any bread. There's a lot of things in the diet that you can't have. I'm not a great salad lover, so at the moment it's trying to find things that are convenient to eat during lunchtime. I am not a breakfast fan, so it's getting myself used to eating breakfast again. I generally do things like overnight oats for my breakfast, or I take the cereal bars because they're quick and I can eat them in the car. for that reason. So to make myself accountable and to keep me in this diet and make me push to stay food optimizing, so to speak, I am going to tell you what I weigh, and I'm hoping that every time I do a podcast I weigh a little less. So this is to help me be a bit more accountable for my weight and to admit to myself I am classed as clinically obese. I'm only 5 foot. I am really quite tiny. My original frame was really tiny, tiny little. Probably a size 4 or a 6. If you think about dress sizes, that's kind of what I was when I was 18 to 20. I was buying my clothes out of children's sections because I was just so small. But today, 18th of July 2016, I weigh 14 stone 2. When I started Slimming World last year, well not last year, February, I weighed 14.4 and I got down to 13.4. I've got to get this weight off. I'm noticing I'm feeling a bit, my joints hurt. I'm not comfortable. My clothes are getting tighter. I'm just finding, even walking around Edinburgh with my children last week, I was really, really struggling. I can't keep up. And I'm 41. I need to do it. I need to get rid of this weight. I'm going to end up with diabetes. I'm going to end up with other medical conditions, and it's all because I like to stuff my face with rubbish. So I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm hoping doing this podcast people will hopefully see me shrink on the screen. If you've got any stories or you'd like to add anything to it or any words of encouragement, pop over to the Ravelry group. If you want to start up a little Slimming World thread with maybe some recipes people would like to share or some of their stories, I'd love to hear it. And if you want to ask me anything, there's a thread there. Well, there isn't a thread there yet, but I will put a thread in. You could ask me anything. I'm hoping to meet some of you viewers in October. I know that this boy Nets, David, is hoping to do Scotland's first knitting retreat in October, and I am definitely going to that. I'm so looking forward to getting out there and meeting like-minded knitters, because it's quite a lonely time on your own if you don't reach out to people. So I'm hoping to meet some of you guys there. I'm hoping my daughter pops in shortly to say goodbye en route down south. Have a great day, people. Have a great week. Have a great time. Happy knitting. Bye bye.